What's up, McLean? I'm Ricky Powell, and today I'm here with the one and only Drew Hamilton. Now, for the viewers who have no idea who you are, would you like to explain a little bit about yourself and what you teach here at McLean?
Yeah, I've lived in the area since my whole life. I graduated from McLean in 2004. And then got my bachelor's degree from Ohio State University. Once I moved back to the area, I started subbing, and that just kind of turned into me teaching in this program. TV and radio program was constructed, kind of put together in the late 80s as kind of an opportunity for high school students to learn a broadcast studio, how to make radio shows, learn the equipment, learn studio cameras, controls, learn video boards, audio boards. It's kind of, as it's grown, it's kind of progressed a little bit more. Kids did more interviews, and now we're doing more editing. So it's grown over the years. Speaking of growing over the years, you also have other stuff like, you put out PSAs, and sometimes you do stuff for New Directions, Telethon, and recently you created the Daily Roar. So how were you approached to create the Daily Roar? Yeah, I think there's been a want to do video announcements, just because if you're reading the announcements every day, kids and teachers, myself, sometimes lose interest. But if you're watching something, you're watching your peers deliver the announcements, it's a little different. So there's always been a want for that. What was the biggest holdback was just equipment, that turnover. We used to have before I was here, a closed circuit system that never really worked right, that allowed us to do that. 2 years ago, GCTV, Greenfield Community Television, who purchases equipment for us to use to broadcast, there was enough money in there to buy new equipment that would allow us, it would allow us to, be able to produce the show first period and get it up to the student body within second period.
All right. Also, with people that join the Daily Roar, some of us are seniors, so we won't be here next year. So that means they'll need new cast members. So you want to tell them how they can join the Daily Roar?
Sure. After Christmas break, we will put out an announcement, and we'll kind of judge interest. Last year, and we'll do kind of the same. We might go a little bit different this year, but you have to fill out an application. The application has who you are, what grade you're in, what activities you're in. You have to ask certain questions as far as what can you bring to the Daily Roar. And then once I have that, you write a mini script, just like a couple announcements. You have to write an intro and outro, and you will come in and you will perform that in front of a camera, read off a teleprompter, just so we know, are you comfortable there? Generally, kids aren't, and that's okay. I don't expect you to come in, being 100% fluid. That's what you learn to get as the year goes on. You learn to get better. But I just want to know that you're completely not afraid to be in front of the screen.
Good. And last year we had 11 cast members. Now we have 14, including 2 more joining next semester, which is a big group to balance. So how do you go about job rotations when there's a big group like that?
Yeah, last year was a little different than this year in the fact that just number-wise we had enough students that we could get, everyone could have a show every week as far as being talents every week. This week we have bigger casts, so we can't get every week. So what we're doing this year is I go through and assign everyone a day. Everyone has a day that they're the host, and they get to choose their co-host. It's worked out well for the most part this year. When somebody's not, so if I don't have, say I was a student and I didn't have a show that week, you're hopefully working on some sort of what we call exclusives, some sort of extra video or extra project to put up about events or activities that are coming up. Sometimes it's just funny stuff. Sometimes it's more informational stuff. Our goal is to get the news out there in a variety of entertaining ways, and hopefully everyone's taking part in that. As far as who's running cameras, who's doing the video board, who's doing the audio board, we kind of just fall into those spots. We kind of get a little bit of a rotation going. But I like we do some rotations, but I also like for people to really get in there and work on their strong suits as well when we do that. So if you come in from day to day, we might not have a sign-up sheet of what you're going to be in, but you're going to get a judge and pick what you want to do for that day.
Speaking of being entertaining and funny, a lot of our cast members like to create exclusive content, but with that it'll come some restrictions and stuff. Would you like to explain what those restrictions and requirements are?
Okay, so my goal is for the students to come up with any exclusives. Sometimes I kind of guide them in a certain area, like, okay, this is coming up, this is what we need, and we come back as a group and kind of discuss how we want to go about it. But it's better when they come up with the content, because they kind of own it, they kind of take ownership in it. Anytime someone has, hey, I want to do this, I'll listen to it, and the things that kind of check off in my mind, all right, is it going to be informational? Are we getting information that needs to be out there? Because that's our goal. And then can we be entertaining and funny? Sure, but we want to stay with our first. We want to make sure it's informational. Is it positive? Is it going to keep us going in the right direction? Those kind of things. And then is it something we can do? Is it something that the student body needs? I kind of keep those in the back of my mind when I choose. And sometimes, we don't get to do exactly what they want to do, but I try to make it so they get to do something in that area.
Good. So when the staff member sends in announcements a little late or the day of the announcements, sometimes we have to rewrite our script and make it fit and make our slides fit with all that. So for people who don't know where to send in announcements or how they send them in, because sometimes we get announcements through paper or someone sends in an announcement or emails you, would you like to tell them where they can actually send in those announcements?
Sure. I mean, we know going into it that, it's the beginning of the day, it's first period. That's when a lot of this stuff gets sent into us, and we're aware of that. When they all get sent in that morning, you're going to have those days, and those days are kind of put pressure on us because we have a quick turnaround. So it's easier if everyone goes to the high school webpage, clicks on announcement request, and it will bring up a Google form that you fill in your email address, just so we know who's sending it in, if we have to get back with you. When you want the announcement to start, so whatever date you pick is the first day, we will announce that announcement. What is the end date? When do you want that announcement to end? That'll be the last day that is made. And then you type in your announcement, and then you can also put any other contact. If you would rather be contacted by phone rather than your email address, you can put that in there as well. Our class is a very quick turnaround, and it is, sometimes, if you ride a bus, you're not getting off the bus till 7:25. By the time, if you get breakfast in here, you're not in here till 7:30. But class really doesn't start till 7:40. And as soon as the bell rings, we say the pledge, and then we get busy. And we have some goals that we need to try to meet as far as time. We try to at least run through the script one time. I would like for there to be more time, because then we could get better at our delivery. And if there's any sticking points or any sentences that need to be corrected, we'd really have more time to delve into that and try to change those things. But if we don't get the announcements shot, and then by 8:05, it's tough for us to get those uploaded to YouTube process those, and then to get us on the website. So the sooner we can get stuff in, the more we can be planned out before 7:40, the better it will be. So our deadline is 7:30 for announcements. So anything after that we can try to fit in. A lot of times after 7:30, I'm running around here making sure mics are on, making sure everything's powered up, so I don't check again. I always check at least once after 7:30. But if you have something that is dire to be put in after 7:30, we might just have to announce it on the PA system. But before 7:30, we'll do our best to get that in every day.
Thank you for mentioning the deadline, because I actually forgot to ask that in that question. I believe that's it for this interview. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would just, if anyone has any advice or any things they'd like to see on the Daily Roar, please reach out to me at my email address. And then just keep watching, subscribe. Subscribing helps. We know who's watching. We know how many people are there. And then if you're in the school, it gets sent right to your email. Hey, they just uploaded a video, so you can watch all of our announcements and all of our exclusives right there from your email, whatever device you choose.
You can find his email in the staff page, I believe, in the McLean site. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I've been Ricky Powell, and have a great day, and keep watching our videos.
Thanks.
What's up, Tiger Dick? Oh, no signal. Oh, man. Oh.
I'll hook it up with my hot
Oh, there we go. So go with your hotspot.
in bed for the tiger.
Is it working, boys?
Yeah, is it working?
It is working.
I'm
I'm just used to zooming in and zooming out like
It's just